two-way wolf. So it's been a while, I know, sorry. So I had a couple people ask me, hey, Alicia, if you're going to do a year-end video type of thing. I'm not like one of those people that like just putting videos up just because. I like sharing, our stuff, our expedition stuff, what we're doing. But there has been a lot of stuff in 2025 that's made it a little more difficult. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do the end of the year type of thing, and then I'll tell you what's going on for 20. Okay, so the first thing we ended up doing for 2025 is, so some of the overlanding people will stop at truck stops and spend the night, get re-energized, get some stuff done, laundry, what have you. We have never done that before. So we did go to is it a Flying J's, I think, truck stop, and we did spend the night. And actually it wasn't too bad. That one wasn't really bad at all. It had like a Denny's type of, Denny's restaurant attached to it. And yeah, everything was fine. We didn't have any problems with, people doing weird things at 1 o'clock in the morning. We didn't have any problems. The next thing we ended up doing is, so the motorcycle, so this is the Ibex 800. So I ended up picking that motorcycle up at the end of 2024 and was going to add it to part of the expedition. And it took me some time throughout the winter to get everything on it. I had to get the bags on it and get some other stuff done and try to get it set it up for, the touring and expedition type of thing. So it took a little bit. I did get the motorcycle out. It was something new. Learning how the video cameras work, what stuff is too loud, how to get a mic for inside the helmet, had to practice with a couple of different things. Ended up going to, I believe it's the DJI Mini. Ended up doing that. We ended up updating the cameras. Went to the Action 5 Pro, like this one. I do like GoPro. I had problems with the battery life. Some of the one battery expanded. Couldn't use that one anymore. I think it charged it too long. Overheating, shutting off automatically. So there was some weird things. So changed the cameras out. Learned some stuff on the motorcycle. We stayed at the Wakanda State Park, which is in northeast Missouri. That was a nice place. We ended up staying there. We normally don't like to stay at state parks too much just because we like to be out and about. So before, if I remember, I'll post a picture. So the 2A Wolf truck, which was the Dodge Ram truck that we made into our overlanding rig, we changed from that. We went to a lot of places in that. We changed over to the Eva truck, which is a 2A Wolf Eva truck, which is the big one we have now. It doesn't have four-wheel drive, but we can still go to places we like to go because most of the conservation areas, and that's the purpose of the expedition, is to go to conservation areas, and we're doing Missouri first, and do a review and look at different places. Now, we're not just limited to conservation areas. We try to do the wolf sanctuaries, which we haven't been to in a while. We'll look at some state parks, because I think we even went to Mark Twain. We went to the cave thing. But the Wakanda State Park, we went ahead and went to it. Really crowded. I'm not really big into that. What else did we do? My mom did pass away. She was up in the state of Oregon. She had gotten the cancer, so we kind of saw what was happening with that. So it was really not, either way, it's a bad deal. So she passed away, so that happened in 2025 as well. We did a range day, with just some of us guys got together. We did a range day on the weekend. That was kind of nice. We had to go over to Kentucky, so we have a house in Kentucky. We went over there, met with a person that was going to kind of like rent it and fix it up at the same time. It's an older, smaller log cabin type of thing. So we went down there and met up with him. and talked about some stuff that we wanted done, some of the stuff that he wants to do. So we was in Kentucky for a bit, looking at some of that. The first time I went to, I guess I shouldn't say the first time. A long time ago, I did go to the Stanley, which is in outside of Loveland, Estes Park, Colorado, outside of Loveland, Colorado. We went to the Stanley Hotel. We did end up spending the night there, and yes, that is supposed to be a haunted house. That was my first one I've ever been to. But there is one over here, I forget the name of the small town. I'll try to put it onto this reel, but went there. My wife went there. I set her up for her birthday to go there, to go with her friend Corey and go check it out. We ended up staying at a park in the same town and met up with the owners there. They gave us a walkthrough, showed us, what's going on. Beautiful place. I'll try to put something on here about that. So we went to the haunted house thing, and it's not too far away. We also had a new addition. Basically, we had a new grandbaby that showed up, which is kind of nice. They do live with us, and that was kind of a new foundation. Is that how you say it? A new start for new life and stuff. It changed a little bit of dynamics of what we have, but we welcomed her, and it's just awesome. She's just she is such a cute, maybe a little biased, but she is a really cute grandbaby. I'll put a couple of pictures on here. If I get mom's permission, I'll put a couple of pictures on here. We took the motorcycle. We went down through Iowa, crossed the Mississippi River into Quincy, Illinois. So we did a nice 2-up ride on the Ibex and kind of got used to how the bike is and stuff like that. I'm getting older, so it is a little bit harder to handle a bigger bike. Now, the Ibex 800 is a kind of like an adventure bike. It is higher off the ground than most other bikes, just for the simple fact it's kind of like an off-road tour type bike. So it does have ground clearance. Anytime that you have a taller bike like that, you have more balance issues because the weight is up higher. So it's not like a sit-down cruiser type of thing. I'm 6'1", and I don't tippy-toe, but pretty close. It is a pretty tall bike. So got used to that. So my dad passed away like at the end of 2023. His ashes stayed with us. He was in North Carolina, brought him to Missouri, stayed with us for a little over a year or whatever. And he wanted to go to Utah, Arizona area. Met with my sisters, so we flew over there with Dad and met with them and found a location where his ashes could be spread out, and it was a perfect location. Thank you so much to my sisters. That worked out really good. So that was neat. So my dad is now in his final resting place, which is kind of cool. Celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary. Yes. The same woman I dated in high school is the same one I've been married to for 41 years. I've been with her for about 45 years. Somebody, how in the heck do you make it that long? It's hard to answer that, other than the fact that it does have to be a back and forth. The marriage cannot be just perfect 50-50. It has to be, 60-40. She allows me to be the 60 for most of the time, and then sometimes she puts her foot down and she's the 60% side. She's the controlling side. And if I'm willing to, go down to the 40, it's a lot less clash of heads. It's a bumpy road sometimes. You'll have ups and downs. The best thing to do is just calm down for 24 hours and life goes on. So, good woman. Thank you so much, wife. She's followed me all over the place, pretty much all over the country. And she's had my back and the whole time, and she loves to still go out with us. Now, as far as wife, so she's been having a couple different issues. A couple years ago, she had surgeries on her foot, got that straightened out. She's had problems with her knee. She's been suffering for about a year with a lot of pain. She's getting shots. They wouldn't do a knee replacement because she's too young. Finally found a doctor that would replace her knee. So she just had it. She just got her staples out like here a couple days ago. And here in a couple days is going to be the first of 2026. So she just went to therapy today and they're getting her stretched out. Lots of pain, but she's a trooper. She's doing really good. So looking forward to getting her back on her feet for the springtime. Now, as far as 2026, what are we doing? So in 2026, the first thing is that we've been wanting to take a trip on what they call the South 10. And that goes from like Beaumont, Texas, all the way across the bottom, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, over to Florida. So I think it's from like Beaumont to Panama Beach, Florida, I think. So we'll go all the way down. We'll go through Arkansas and stuff and go down to, by side Texas. We're going to go Louisiana. We're going to go all those Mobile. We're going to do all those places and then come back up through Kentucky, see the house that's down there, and then kind of do a full loop. So that's going to be the first trip. As far as projects go, the EVA truck, the ceiling of the EVA truck, it was what was in there. I don't even know what the stuff, it's almost like a super hard dry erase board. I don't even know what it's made out of. It's kind of like a fiberglass type of thing. I don't even know what it's made. Very durable, very tough. In the kitchen, well, throughout the whole truck, but mostly it's in the kitchen side, we've been wanting to put up this cedar paneling. Well, remember we have a roll-up door. So the rubber seal does rub across the ceiling. So we found some really thin cedar paneling, kind of like you do for like a closet. And the project is, we got to figure out how to rough up the ceiling. We're going to glue and pin nail it in place. And hopefully, I may have to do a test run. Hopefully that roll-up door is not going to be bothered too much by this paneling. Or it's not even paneling, tongue and groove type of stuff. So that has to go in. The other project is finally to install the window above the dinette table. I've got a window, I had it for a year. It's like basically 1 foot by 30 inch. And it's just a window to give some daylight into the kitchen area. So that has to go in. Other than that, as far as projects, that's probably the only 2 projects. I did a couple other things to the EVA truck. I put in the hot water heater. So we can take showers outside, so I got that all done. I do have to replace the airbag suspension that's on it, so I won't do that. I'll have a professional do that. And yeah, so the South 10 trip is going to be in the spring, so it should give me enough time to get some other stuff done, including the airbags and stuff on the truck, get the ceiling done. I don't have a USB port in the kitchen, so I've been wanting to put one in there, so I'll take the time to do that. Oh, geez. And then hopefully my wife's all done with the therapy, everything's going good. By the time that the South 10 trip comes up, she'll be walking straight again. It'll straighten her back out automatically since she's been limping for a couple of years. So hopefully everything's going to go smooth and perfect, and 2026 is going to be a good year. We'll be able to get out there in the field. So the question is, do you guys want me to go ahead and videotape that South 10 trip? We're going to probably do it in the car, just for how much, because that many miles on a truck that only gets 5 miles to the gallon of diesel or whatever. I'm probably just going to do it in the car. At least the car gets like 25 to 30 miles to the gallon, so that would be cost effective. Do you guys want me to go ahead and videotape that like you would if we're out seeing some other stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. So okay, that's it. So that was the stuff that happened in 2025, not to mention the weather. Every once in a while it gets super cold, then all of a sudden it's warm, then it's super cold, and then it snows, and then it doesn't snow, and then we have ice. Right now I think it's like 15 degrees outside, but the wind stopped blowing, so that makes it a little bit easier. Anyways, so let me know down in the comments down below if you guys want me to videotape that South 10 trip. It's in the springtime. I think that's about it. So I do apologize that I haven't been posting stuff. We just between all the stuff that's going on, it's just been really crazy. Just hadn't had time to go out. So for those who see the video, thank you so much for following along. If this is the first time that you come across 2A Wolf, hit that subscribe button. It is free. Hit the subscribe button and I promise I'll try to post more videos. So I see my timer's getting a little long, so I'll leave you guys alone, but thank you very much for following along. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below, and we'll see you the next time on 2A Wolf. Happy New Year.